A decline in our state's duck population.
It's a problem we've been tracking for years now, and one that threatens a tradition that so many Arkansans cherish.
Now, just hours away from the new hunting season, we're learning that predictions have come true. Duck numbers continue to go down.
But as T's 11 Scott Covert shows us, new data is providing hope for hunters and conservationists.
Duck culture in Arkansas is passionate and intense. The tradition is still grounded in duck hunting. It's extreme, and in a positive sense of that word.
No one knows this better than waterfowl biologist Luke Naylor, the man who for years has been tasked with preserving Arkansas's claim as the duck capital of the world. Now, though, on the dawn of another duck season, Naylor and his colleagues are faced with a new reality.
So the breeding population count for mallards is down about almost 50% in the past 6 or 7 years.
The alarming drop in the iconic green-headed mallard duck population is hardly news to Arkansas duck hunters who fear that the state's best days may be behind us. While Naylor rejects this notion, he's also realistic that the situation may get worse before it gets better.
There is a concern there. That's not doom and gloom. But there is a reality that I think some duck hunters are going to face in the future, that we may experience lower duck populations.
What exactly the problem is and how to fix it are typical conversations you'll hear in duck blinds across the state. But for Naylor, the focus remains on one thing.
It's still about the habitat.
Not just the habitat here in Arkansas, but as Naylor explains, the habitat in the upper Midwest where these ducks nest and live the rest of the year, it's vitally important too.
We can't forget that none of these ducks that are behind me right now were hatched in Arkansas. Zero.
A years-long drought on the prairies has hurt the breeding success of ducks, like the prized mallard. But so too have changes in farming practices and how wetlands are governed and protected up north.
We know that grassland loss and wetland loss, there's really just kind of two key components there that we have to work on collectively as a conservation community. And there's kind of the trajectory isn't all that positive in those regions right now, particularly in the Prairie Pottle region. Lots of grassland loss, lots of continued wetland loss.
Despite these clear and present challenges, newly published research shows that ducks are still choosing to migrate to Arkansas more than any other state.
We have good science coming out now that shows over a very long period of time the place where mallards still show up in the harvest is the Delta of Arkansas. That is the epicenter for mallard harvest. It was in the 1960s, and it is in the 2010s, all the way up through 2020.
Thank you, sir.
Naylor hopes this data will help ease the concerns of Arkansas hunters while also underscoring the importance of controlling what we can right here in our own backyard. It's the habitat.
In Arkansas, we still have the ability to have some control over our own destiny. Given the prairies keep sending us ducks, I think we're at a place where we can continue to provide habitat, continue to provide hunting opportunity, and it's going to still continue to be really, really good down here.
So that leads to the question thousands of hunters will be likely asking themselves and each other this weekend. How long will Arkansas stay the duck capital of the world?
Yes, duck populations may very well decline in the next 5 or 10 years. That seems somewhat likely, but with continued conservation efforts, rain on the prairies, they could bump right back up. So we always have to just continue to provide the habitat in our own backyard, help support conservation of the breeding grounds, and I think we're going to be okay for a while.
In Arkansas County, Scott Covert, THV 11 News.
Now, there's another hopeful sign for the future of the sport here. Right now, duck season runs for 60 days, and that's twice as long as past seasons when duck populations were lower. A reminder, the new season officially opens this weekend.